Hi, I'm Tiffany from Sidedoor Studio. Thank you for joining me for this practice geared towards a happy and healthy back. All you need for this practice is a ball. I've got a lacrosse ball, but if you have a myofascial release ball or a tennis ball, even like a balled up sock will work. So have it close by. We're gonna start laying on our back in a constructive rest pose with the knees bent. Take the soles of the feet a little bit wider than hip distance and drop the knees in towards the center. Your hands can come to rest on your belly or even down by your sides. And just take some time to settle in here. We'll spend a couple of breaths just checking in with ourselves and noticing. Just start by taking a nice slow breath in through the nose and a nice slow breath out through the nose. Our back is an important stabilizing part of our trunk, our core. And oftentimes we notice when we injure our back or when something's not feeling right. And so this practice is going to be just a little bit of massage, a little bit of strengthening, and a little bit of stretching. And so you can use this practice anytime you're feeling a little off in your back and you want to just check in. And we'll take another deep breath in and out. Okay. And go ahead and walk the feet a little bit closer towards each other, knees pointing straight up towards the sky. And we'll start with some pelvic tilts and tucks. You're going to tilt the pelvis, pressing the low back in towards the mat, and then lift the low back, tipping the pelvis forward. And do that a couple of times, pressing the low back into the mat, and then lifting it away. And nothing forced here, it's just a very gentle tilt and tuck. Maybe you start to notice that your back has some good range of motion here and you can get a nice big lift. And as you're pressing the low back in towards the mat, make sure you don't clench or grip or brace. Just let it be a gentle rock back into the mat. And then bring the hands down to your sides if they aren't already there. Press the palms in towards the earth. And then the next time you tilt the pelvis, pressing the low back in towards the mat, go ahead and lift up into a little bit of a bridge pose, shifting your weight back into the shoulders, back of the shoulders, just nice and slowly. And then very slowly roll back down. And when you land, tilt the pelvis forward. And we'll tilt the pelvis back. And a very slow roll up and a very slow roll back down. With a little tilt once you land. We're gonna do that one more time. Nice slow roll up. And even slower, roll back down and land the pelvis. Okay, go for a couple more of those tilts and tucks back and forth. I'm going to get you to bring your hands onto those little bony protrusions at the front of the pelvis, the AS-IS points. I want you to imagine like you've got a little marble that sits here in your low belly, and the marble's on the right AS-IS point, and you're just going to lift it up and let the marble roll over to the left. And then come back in through center, the marble rolls back into the middle, and then you lift up the left side, and the marble rolls over to the right. We're going to do this a couple of times here, just kind of honoring the rotation of the pelvis to create some space on the low back. And now as we do this, I want you to keep the legs nice and still. So it's just the pelvis moving and the hips, the legs, knees, they're staying in one place. Just go one more time. Next time you have the left side up. That'll be the last time here. And then come back to center and go back into those tilts and tucks back and forth. Good. Now go ahead and reach for your ball. You're going to take the ball and slide it underneath the right side of your low back. Now, whenever we do myofascial release, you want to make sure you're not on bone. So you've got a lot of bone options here to be on. So try to stay away from back of the pelvis, the spine, and the back of the ribs. So there should be just a little bit of fleshy area there where you can place the ball. And so we're looking for our QL muscle. And maybe you'll find it, maybe not, and that's totally fine. Just see if you can find a fleshy area that's kind of talking to you. And then again, if you get the ball in there and it's maybe screaming at you, just take the ball out. You can do this without it. And then you're going to take the right ankle and place it on the left knee. So you're coming into this figure 4-like shape. And then just start to move the knee back and forth until you find kind of like the weight distribution that's going to be best for you. And then start to rock side to side. Again, not going to be huge movements. And if it's doesn't feel good, you can remove the ball. This is a great exercise to do without the ball, or even maybe placing your fist underneath there. And that way you're in even more control of how much pressure you apply. And then come in and hold it in stillness for a big breath in and a big breath out. And then go ahead and release the ball from underneath. Take a little mini shavasana here and just notice if anything feels different from one side of the body to the other. And then let's go ahead and do that on the other side. So we're looking to place the ball in fleshy tissue in the low back area. And then once you've got that spot, go ahead and bring your left ankle to your right knee and just start to move that knee in and out. This is just going to help make sure that the pelvis isn't trying to creep up towards the rib cage so that you have lots of space available for the ball to sit there. And then once you've got a good spot, start to go for your rock side to side. It's very minimal movement. You may even feel like you're not going as far as you normally would, especially if there wasn't a ball there. And it's offering just some nice gentle pressure relief to the tissues in the low back. So there's lumbothoracic fascia. There's the QL muscle that we talked about earlier. Gosh, there's so much back in here. Sometimes just offering this, just this minute per side can be a huge sense of release to our low back that works so hard. And then come into stillness, and we'll just be here for a full breath in and a nice full breath out. And go ahead and release the ball from underneath you and stretch out the legs for a little shavasana. Check in, notice what you notice. Bend the knees, roll to one side, and we'll make our way up to tabletop pose. So for our tabletop pose, knees are going to be underneath the hips, hands underneath the shoulders. Maybe the toes tuck under, maybe the tops of the feet stay flat down. That's going to be your preference. Take a breath in as you drop the belly towards the earth. And exhale, tilt the pelvis, broaden through the back of the ribs. And then take a breath in as you drop the belly towards the earth. This is our cow pose. And as you exhale, go into your cat pose, but really feel that tucking under of the pelvis and that broadening through the back of the body. And then the lowering down of the belly. And we'll go back and forth one more time here, really just connecting to this gentle wave-like movement. And come back into your tabletop pose. Curl the toes under and walk the hands a handprint forward. And just start to shift the weight back and forth. So you're going to shift your weight back in towards your heels. Use your hands to press you back up through center and lower the pelvis towards the earth. Now, any amount, whatever feels like a good range of motion for you here. And we'll go back and forth with this just a couple more times. You can connect one breath, one movement. And then we'll come back into this long, like table shape, toes curled under. Really press the hands in towards the earth and look between the thumbs as you send the hips back, lift the knees away from the earth. We're making our way to downward facing dog, but I want us to go a little bit slower than we normally would. Glide the ears back towards the biceps and then slowly straighten the legs. And then once you're here in your downward facing dog, we're going to stay here for a couple of breaths, moving so slow, slower than maybe you've ever gone before. Inhale, bend your left knee and press your right heel in towards the earth. Stay here for the exhale. On your next breath, straighten both legs, and then we'll switch. Inhale, bend the right knee as you push the left heel towards the earth. And stay here for another breath in. And then straighten both legs. Slowly tap the knees down. Keep this long table leg shape, finding your cow and your cat. And back into your neutral spine as you shift your hips back towards your heels. And then lower the pelvis towards the earth any amount. Come back into your long table. Look between your thumbs as you send your hips back. Slowly lift the knees, send the ears along the arms, straighten the legs. Bend the left knee as you push the right heel towards the mat. Straighten both legs. Bend the right knee as you push the left heel towards the mat. Straighten both legs. Start to bend both knees, slowly tapping them down onto the mat. Find your cow, big breath in. Exhale into your cat. From your neutral spine, shift your hips back towards your heels. And then lower the pelvis towards the earth. Now from here, we're gonna stay in this kind of like tall cobra-like shape as you untuck the toes and very slowly lower the body all the way down to the mat. Once you land, go ahead and stack the hands and press the forehead into the center of your hands. You can walk your legs a little bit closer together if that feels good for you. And just start to shift back and forth here, settling into this shape. We're gonna do a little back strengthening series, keeping your hands stacked exactly as they are and the center of the forehead pressing into the hands. Take a breath in, and as you exhale, lift your head away from your hands. Inhale, lower it back down. Take a breath in. Exhale, lift up and away from the hands. And then inhale to lower back down. Do that one more time. Exhale to lift up and away from the hands. And inhale to lower back down. We're going to add a little bit more to that. And this time, as you take a breath in, you'll stay. And then as you exhale, because we're strongest on the exhale, we're going to rise up, lift up, hold it here as you bring your hands up towards your forehead. Stay here for a breath in. And as you exhale, stay, rise, feel the strength in the back of your body. Inhale to lower everything back down. We'll go try to connect one breath and one movement for this a couple more times. Stay here for the breath in. Exhale, lift your head away from your hands. Inhale, bring your hands to your forehead. Lift a little higher for the exhale. Inhale to lower back down. Exhale, lift your head away from your hands. Inhale, bring the hands to the forehead. Exhale, lift a little bit higher. Maybe the toes push into the floor. Inhale, and everything lowers back down. Good, we'll do that one more time. Exhale, head lifts away from the hands. Inhale, hands go to the head. Exhale, lift a little bit higher. And inhale, lower back down. And take the hands underneath the shoulders and push yourself into a child's pose. Whatever version of child's pose is going to feel good for you here. Knees can be close together or wide apart. Maybe you even continue stacking your hands for your forehead to rest. And stay here for 2 or 3 nice deep breaths. And slowly walk yourself up to this thunderbolt-like pose, sitting up on your heels. We're going to interlace the hands and place them on top of the head. Take a big breath in, and as you exhale, rise up into this tall kneeling shape. Now you can stay here, toes untucked or toes tucked, your call. We're going to do just some gentle twists on the exhale. Taking a breath in. As you exhale, turn and look to the left. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, turn and look to the right. Inhale, come back through center. Good, we'll do that one more time. Exhale, turn and look to the left. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, turn and look to the right. And then come back through center. Go ahead and have a seat back down on your legs. Finding this thunderbolt pose. Sitting up nice and tall, finding that nice tall posture. We're going to end with a round of 4, 7, 8 breathing. Let's inhale for 4, hold for 7, and exhale for 8. And we'll just do that 3 rounds. Take a breath in, 4, 3, 2, hold for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Inhale, 4, 3, 2. Hold, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Inhale, 4, 3, 2. Hold, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Exhale, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Return to a natural breath. And thank you for joining me today. I hope you found this helpful. Namaste.